Hi guys, a very good afternoon to all of you. Once again, welcome to a session from BYJU'S Exam Prep. So friends, we are going to talk about domain-specific subjects today. This is going to be a very quick session. This is basically giving you an idea. By now, most of you know what these domain-specific sections are, but I'll give you an overview here and take you through the domain-specific sections or subjects. What can be expected as a part of these domain-specific subjects. But the information is all there. I'm just culling out the information which is important, putting it in a PPT and spoon feeding you. That's what I'm doing in this session. Hi Mausam, a very good afternoon. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is the actual exam structure for your CUET. So the CUET has three parts, or rather three sections totally. They are calling it as section 1. They're calling it as section 1. Then they're calling section 2 and section 3. Now here just section 3 here, this is the general test, which is the test of your numerical aptitude, general mental ability. There are 5 parts to it. So that is your general test, right? Whereas your section 2 is a domain specific. That is what we are going to discuss today. Whereas your entire section 1 has 2 parts in it, section 1A and section 1B. These are languages. So section 1A has 13 languages and section 1B has 19 languages. Now, depending upon what the student wants, depending upon where the student is applying to, which college and the course. So a combination of course plus college, the college, on their website, whichever college you're applying to, on their website, they are specifying what should be the course, what should be the exams you should take. In fact, they have already given that to the CUET, that is NTA, and NTA has published it already. Okay, so it's a huge list of colleges and courses. So if you want to take commerce, let's say you want to take BCom honors, then they have given a list of colleges offering BCom honors, and they have given which of these you should be writing. So there are 2-3 ways in which you can select the subjects. So all that is already been given to you. Today, we are going to talk about domain-specific subjects only, right? Moez Malik, good afternoon, and I'm fine. Thank you for asking. So let's move ahead and quickly take a look at what is happening in this section exactly. What are these, domains, 27 domains which are there, 27 subjects that are there. So, but before we get into the name of the subjects, first let's take a look at the structure of each one of these subjects. Hi Jhansi. Right, so there are 27 subjects as I mentioned. Now 50 questions is the paper. So any paper you take out of this 27, they will be asking you 50 questions. Out of these 50 questions, you are supposed to answer 40, any 40. So out of the 50, like your board exams of your 12th class, answer any 3 out of 5 or answer any 5 out of 7, something like that. Here it is answer any 40 out of 50. Okay, and each paper is for 45 minutes. So let's say you're writing 2 domain specific subjects, then you will be spending 45 plus 45, a total of 90 minutes. That is 1.5 hours. Right, so in fact, I'll also talk about how many subjects you can write out of these 27. But the basic idea here is every paper, the structure is same. Total 50 questions, out of which 40 you should be able to write or attempt, and the total time will be 45 minutes. Okay, just a moment. Right. The other thing that you need to look at is you can, out of these 27, how many can you write? You can write a maximum of 6. You will be allowed to write a maximum of 6 subjects out of these 27. Now, I don't know how many of you, is there anybody who's writing 6 subjects? Anyone? I don't think there will be too many people writing 6 subjects, but yes, they have given the option of writing up to 6 subjects. Usually, if you are, thinking of commerce में जाना है, not sure, arts में जाना है, not sure, let's say BBA में जाना है, not sure. So if you have multiple ideas and you are not sure what to write, you will end up writing all of them. But again, you have to prepare for so many. So that's the problem, right? I'm just giving you an example, but बहुत कम लोग होंगे जो 6 सब्जेक्ट दे रहे होंगे यहाँ पे. Typically 2 to 3 subjects is what people are writing. 2 to 3 subjects based on which course and college they're applying to. Okay, so usually the most common number is 2 subjects or 3 subjects that they're writing out of this. Now, how are these 27 subjects distributed? They are distributed in slot 1 and slot 2. In slot 1, you will be allowed to write 2 subjects. In slot 1, you will be allowed to write 2 subjects. In slot 2, you will be allowed to write a maximum of 4 subjects. So 4 plus 2 makes it a total of 6. So slot 1 is the morning session on the day and slot 2 is the evening session. So अगर आपको 6 सब्जेक्ट लिखना है तो आपको सुबह भी जाके लिखना होगा और शाम या दोपहर को भी जाके लिखना होगा. So depending upon how many subjects and what is the distribution, you will be required to go in the morning or in the afternoon or both. Okay, that's the basic idea. And each paper or each subject is for 200 marks. So 50 questions, out of which you will be graded for 40 of them, and each question is 5 marks. So 45s are 200 marks. That's how it is. Okay, so 200 marks, 5 marks per question, total 40 questions. Right? Then this is the subject list. Let's take a quick look of it. Look of the total subjects over here. We are talking about accountancy and bookkeeping. Okay, so we have accountancy and bookkeeping, agriculture, anthropology, biology, biological studies, biotechnology, biochemistry. Then we have business studies. We have chemistry, environmental studies, computer science, information practices, economics and business economics. Then we have engineering graphics. We have entrepreneurship, fine arts, visual arts, commercial arts, basically arts. Then geography and geology, history, home science, knowledge, tradition, practices in India. So knowledge, tradition, practices in India is a subject. That's also there. Then we have legal studies, people who want to get into law. Then you have mass media communication, people who want to, aspire to get into this media or want to be a journalist or something like that. Then you're talking about mathematics, the traditional mathematics that you have. Performing arts, iske andar you have these arts. So you have dance, you have drama and theatre, and you have music, right? So you have Hindustani, Carnatic, classical, Rabindra Sangeet, percussions. I don't even know what is percussions and non-percussion is. My knowledge about music is very limited. I like listening to music, but I can't classify too much of music, so pardon me on that. Then we have physical education, national cadet, NCC hai yoga. Then you have physics, a core subject again, political science, psychology, Sanskrit, sociology, and teaching aptitude. So these make up the 27 areas. Now, depending upon where you're applying to, you will be required to look at probably around 1 or 2 subjects, usually 2 subjects. If you're very specific of only one option, then 1 subject is good enough. So that's how it is. Jhansi, you are allowed to choose 2. Yes, you can. But again, 2 choose karke, where are you going to apply? What is the second subject? It depends on which college you want to apply to. Okay. Jhansi, it is 50 questions per paper. Which means if you choose 2 subjects, first 50 questions, 45 minutes. Next 50 questions, 45 minutes. This is how you are going to get. It is 50 questions per paper, Jhansi. It is not कि दोनों पेपर पे मिला के 50 आएंगे. Is that clear? Mausam, today there is no question. I'm not solving any questions. Today is not a question solving session. Okay, today is a very short 15-20 minute session where I'm just going to talk about this. ज़्यादा नहीं है ये session, बहुत छोटा session है. We particularly did this because some students were asking कि what are the subjects, some queries on that. So that's basically the idea. Okay. Then if you look at a couple of points which I want to talk about. So a student can write totally 9 exams. A student ideally will be allowed to write totally 9 exams in these 2 slots put together. So what are these 9 exams? How can the student write these 9 exams? So you have section 1A and section 1B. In dono ko mila ke, so if you remember, there were 13 languages in 1A and 19 languages in 1B. So the total, you have 32 languages here. Out of these 32 languages, a student is allowed to write a maximum of 2 languages, coupled with, along with, if you are taking 6 domain subjects, then you will be allowed to write 2 languages. So 6 plus 2 is 8. And general test from section 3. Section 3 is the general test where I already mentioned aptitude based test hai wo. जिसके लिए we are also doing a lot of sessions, CUET aptitude based reasoning है उसमें, numerical ability है, logical ability है, and all those questions are coming up. So we are doing a lot of such sessions. So that is a test 3. So you have 2 here, 6 here, and plus 1 paper here. So totally this is the combination in which you can write 9. Now as I said, I don't think even 1% of people will be writing all 9. Okay, it's almost unthinkable that there will be somebody writing 9, but option hai if somebody is really interested in writing so many. Okay, whereas the other way in which you can write 9 is, yes, if you are for some reason you want to write more languages in the 1A and 1B, then you can go up to 3 languages, but because यहाँ पे एक बढ़ गया है, यहाँ पे एक घट जाएगा, so that 6 now becomes 5. So you'll be required to write, if you're writing 3 languages, then 5 domain specific and the 1 general test. So 3 plus 5 plus 1 is again 9. Okay, so this is the basic breakup in which you can write your subjects, right? So again, I'm pretty sure that most of you will be writing your the section 3, which is a general aptitude, and you'll probably be writing 1 domain specific. I don't know how many of you are listening to this and writing languages. Languages likhne wale, unless you're getting into literature or philosophy with literature or something like that, it's a combination of things. You would not be getting into language specifics because the language specific requirement is not there for, let's say, commerce. English चाहिए होगा शायद, but otherwise mostly accountancy के ऊपर focus होता है वहाँ पे, or if you're getting into BBA, business studies के ऊपर focus होता है, so you need to write business studies. So languages, again, if you are not getting into commerce or let's say a BBA or let's say a BSc Maths or BSc Science, any of these, you will not be required to write the languages anyway. So let's move on. So this is the way in which the student can write a maximum of 9 if required. Now, few things to keep in mind. So for all the candidates who would like to take admission in any of the undergraduate programs being offered by the universities where a general test is being administered, they must choose. So obviously by now this is pretty straightforward. ये मैंने सीधा वहीं से copy paste किया है so that there is no change in the word. Basically what they're saying is, if the institute or the college wherever you're trying to go to says aptitude is a must for this program, then aptitude is a must. There's no choice for you. Right? Whenever aptitude is must, that is section 3, it is a must. Okay? If you're talking about choosing language or domain specific subjects and general test, candidate must refer to the requirement of his or her intended university. So once again, that's basically जो मैंने शुरुआत में बोला था, that's the same thing. They're saying that clearly, please take a look at the combination of subjects, language, subject and the general test that you want. Don't randomly fill it you might be writing things which are unnecessary or you'll not be writing things which are necessary. Jhansi is asking a good question. Which one is better among slot 1 and slot 2? Jhansi, there is no such thing as which one is better, because there are things which are happening in slot 1 and things which are happening differently in slot 2. Depending upon what papers you want to write, you will be required to go to slot 1 or slot 2. Otherwise, there would not be any difference between the two. I hope that is clear, Jhansi. Okay? So guys, one thing you need to keep in mind, usually whenever आपके लिए ज़्यादा होता नहीं है, but in the future when you're trying to go for a master's program anywhere, शायद MBA कर रहे हो या MSc कर रहे हो या anything else in your life, when you go for a master's program after your bachelor's, whenever there is an exam which is there in multiple slots, don't break your head on कौन सा slot better है. The reason is quite simple. exams which are conducted in multiple slots, so same paper conducted in multiple slots. When I say same paper, questions badlenge. For example, here it's not the same paper. For example, आपको general test देना है तो आपको slot 2 में ही जाना है, slot 1 में नहीं है, या the other way around, I think slot 1 में है, slot 2 में नहीं है. So here it's not the same things getting conducted in slot 1 and slot 2. Slot 2 mein there are certain set of papers, slot 2 mein there are certain set of papers. That's not what I'm talking about. When you go to PG, for example, if you look at an exam like CAT, it happens in 2 slots. So paper सुबह को भी जाएगा, शाम को भी जाएगा, same competing students, कोई सुबह को लिखेगा, कोई शाम को लिखेगा. But the paper, while the structure of the paper, everything is same, the questions will be different. So such kind of exams where I am basically making students write the same kind of an exam in 2 different slots, normally they will try to make the paper of more or less equal difficulty level. Secondly, even if the difficulty level varies a little bit, they will not directly compare morning wala score with the evening wala score. What they do is they follow a process called normalization, which you don't have to worry about yahan pe, because they are not giving the same paper morning and afternoon. Right? Morning में अलग से पेपर्स है, आफ्टरनून में अलग से पेपर्स है. There is no question of मैंने सुबह का लिखा, मेरा दोस्त ने शाम को लिखा accountancy, तो which paper is going to be easy? So that headache will not happen. But if at all that headache is happening also somewhere in the future, you don't have to worry, because whichever paper colleges are conducting such an exam, usually they follow a process called as normalization, where if your paper was easy, then getting 40 marks in your paper will be made equivalent to the other paper which is difficult. So somebody gets a 35, they will basically calculate and say, yahan pe 35 marks is equivalent to a 40 marks here. So you should not be happy ki mera paper easy aa gaya. The thing is, because your paper is easy, your overall score will actually go down compared to what you got. Whereas somebody should not be feeling bad कि मेरा पेपर difficult आ गया, because the process of normalization does that कि आपके पास 35 ही है, so basically they will increase the 35 to probably say 36 or 37, and whereas that 40 will probably come down to let's say 36 or 37, and both of them will be made equal. So that process happens. You don't have to worry about कि कैसे होता है, क्या formula है, वो सब आपका सरदर्द नहीं है. But yeah, because of that you don't have to worry about कि कौन सा slot है. That is not your worry at all. So in the future also, if you have option to choose कि मैं सुबह को लूँ, शाम को लूँ, पहले दिन पे लूँ या दूसरे दिन पे लूँ, do not worry about all these things. Whenever you feel you are ready, please go and take. It's as simple as that. Okay? Right, so what is the syllabus now? Now the syllabus is quite simple, quite straightforward. If you go to this website, I'm sure you would have done this. One of the best things I like about the NTA website, and especially for CUET, with respect to CUET, is they have a tab called Syllabus. इस लिंक पे अगर आप जाओगे तो यहाँ पे syllabus नाम का एक चीज है, and in that tab you have PDFs for every domain specific subject that there is. You have a PDF which is giving you the entire syllabus for, let's say, accounting. And it's been given in a very, very nice way. So point by point, bookkeeping, for example, double entry system, इसके ऊपर में क्या क्या आएगा, assets, classification of assets, classification of liabilities, मतलब they have given it to you point by point. There's no way you can miss anything in that. And if I have to use a broad idea for you to understand, it is all what has been taught to you in your 12th class standard. उसके ऊपर जाएगा ही नहीं. So 11th and 12th class standard is what they're going to ask you in your domain specific. Right? So if you take, let's say, mathematics, maths domain specific subject, then they're going to ask you things that you would have learned in your 11th and 12th. Probably, your probability, permutation, combination, matrices, probably complex numbers. Any of these you would have studied would be a part of your MCQs. Right? Similarly, if you're taking up physics, electromagnetism, kinematics, dynamics, any of these parts, and a lot more, I'm just giving you some examples. Any of these that you would have learned would be coming in your subject, right, in your MCQs. Now, the thing that you need to keep about your MCQ is, remember, there are 50, out of which you are supposed to solve only 40 questions. Okay, so you are allowed to leave 10. So my suggestion to you is, please make sure that you cover at least 80% of the syllabus that they have mentioned. जो भी उस PDF में, so obviously I'm not putting up the syllabus for every subject here because there are 27 subjects here. 27 slides तो मेरे PDF में चला जाएगा. So I'm not putting that. I'm assuming that you guys are all smart enough to go there and download the PDF. You would have done that by now. But they are very clearly on the first slide of the PDF itself, they mentioned that it is 12th syllabus only. So NCERT books, 12th standard, if you pick up whatever is the syllabus there, that's what is going to be there. Now, my advice to you is whatever subject that you're picking up, for example, maths pick up kar rahe ho, of the entire syllabus mentioned there, please cover at least 80% of the syllabus. Yes, there is scope of leaving few areas which are not liked by you, right? So let's say you don't like permutation and combination. That's okay, you can leave it provided you read the other things and provided this is not more than 20% of the syllabus. So please make sure that, yes, you can leave, I'm telling you, I'm repeating again, you can leave certain questions, you can leave certain areas if time does not permit you to prepare. But the whole idea is whatever that 80% to aapko very strongly you have to prepare, because I'm basically going with the same percentage. 40 out of 50 is 80%. So I'm saying that 80% of the syllabus mentioned there, you have to cover. Okay, so that's the good news, because they are allowing you to leave something, which means I can actually leave things which I'm weak at or which I did not understand. I don't want to spend time trying to understand something which I did not understand in the last 1 year. CUET exam is coming up in the next few days. So given that the time is now not much for me, I will probably focus on my strength areas, not on my weak areas. The second advice I have to all of you is please write as many mocks as you can. Bhai, this is a competitive exam where time matters. Don't take this like your normal school exams. School exam mein, they make a paper where the 3 hours paper that you have or a 2 hours paper that you have will be sufficient to answer all the questions. Descriptive ho ya objective ho, sab kuch answer karne ke liye time will be sufficient. A competitive exam is designed in such a way that the time will not be sufficient or it will be just close enough. So your speed should be higher and the ability for you to decide कि यार मैं ये करूं या नहीं करूं, ये समझ में आया कि नहीं आया. Within 30 seconds of reading the question, you should know, am I capable of doing it or not? There is no question कि चलो देखते हैं क्या होगा. There is no question of देखते हैं. Okay, so in a competitive exam, the decision should be done like this. Am I doing it? Am I capable of doing it or not? So to answer whether you are capable or not, that requires practice, and the practice is through mocks. When you write more mocks where the time pressure is there for you, you will realize under pressure, are you able to handle a question or not? It's like saying that मैंने theory बहुत पढ़ लिया, अभी जाके सीधा cycle, a kid, you tell the kid कि ये ब्रेक है, ये लेफ्ट ब्रेक है, राइट ब्रेक है, पेडल दबाने से आगे जाएगा, टर्न करने के लिए लेफ्ट करना होगा, बेल दबाओ, all this theory. But unless the kid rides the cycle, falls down 2-3 times, gets scratches all over the place, learn the mistakes. Theory is different from practice. That's what I'm trying to explain. So you can't say that मैंने theory सब कुछ समझा दिया, अभी जाके सीधा main road पे चला जाएगा. Nobody is going to do that, right? So the same thing over here. Please don't say कि मैं theory का महाराजा हूं तो मुझे practice नहीं चाहिए. Guys, I'm telling you this. Board exams are very different from aptitude-based exams. So please have sufficient practice. And I've seen this, I've been training students for the last 15 years. Lot of brilliant, bright students, theoretically sound. Without practice, they lose out. Okay, that's simply because, exam tension, they're not used to the pressure of the exam, and that's what goes wrong for them. Right, so that's what I had in store for you. As I said, this is going to be a short session. So if if you have any doubts, probably we can discuss that. Otherwise, guys, please remember to like our video and comment on this so that we are able to understand any of your concerns and answer them. Of course, share the video as well as click on the notification icon, because we have a lot of CUET sessions coming forward. We also have a BYJU'S Exam Prep app, which is BBA. Please download that from YouTube, Android or iPhone store, iStore. Basically, we have a lot of sessions there which you can stream free of cost for live, and of course there are paid courses also. If you're interested in CUET courses, yes, they are there. You can browse through it and take a look at it. right? So if you have any questions, I'll be here for a few seconds. You can put in any questions. If there are no further questions, I'll take my leave. Those of you who don't have questions can leave. Thank you and see you in the next one. I'll be here for another 30 seconds for those of you who have any queries or questions. Okay, there seems to be no questions coming from any of you. All right, friends, it was great catching up with you. I will see you in the next session where it will be more of practice. Today was not a practice session, so I hope that's okay for you. Right, thank you and all the best. Have a good day.